Hey guys, it's Miss Katie. How are you doing? I'm sorry that I haven't posted these in a little while, but I wanted to get something posted for you. Things have been a little crazy with work, so I'm trying to get caught back up. I hope everything's going well. Hope you're staying safe and all of that. Like I said, miss you guys on Wednesday nights, and hopefully we'll be back with that here pretty soon, okay? So I'm going to show you a little something here. Our story today, we're going to use a parable, okay? And we're going to use that parable to teach about a lesson for God, and it's about putting our faith to action, okay? So I've got something here. See this? This is called a French horn, okay? And it's pretty, it's brass, it makes a pretty noise. It's got a mouthpiece in it, and you blow air and it vibrates in there and it makes different notes. And then I push these valves to make those notes happen, okay? So I can talk to you all day about this thing. We can look at it, I can show you how to push the valves, but unless I do something with it, then it doesn't amount to much, does it? Okay, so I'm gonna put it to action. I'm gonna show this, okay? So okay, so I did it. So I played notes for you. I put air through it. I made it work. I made it do something. And that's kind of like our faith, okay? So our faith is not supposed to be just sitting around. It's not supposed to be something we talk a big game about how great of Christians we are, how we go to church, how we read our Bible, all of that. Unless we put it to action, then we're really not doing much with it, okay? So, like I said, I just demonstrated to you how to play this. Like I said, it'd just be kind of useless if you just sat there and looked at it and I didn't do anything with it. Not much use, is it? So sometimes it's not enough just to talk about things, we have to actually do them, don't we? You might be able to imagine what this was, but it sure didn't make a lot more sense when I played it for you. Did you know that in some ways our faith can be like that? We want to do more than just talk about our love for God and for other people. We should be living it out. Jesus discussed this a lot, okay? And so in today's lesson, we're going to talk about, like I said, the Pharisees approached Jesus and asked him how he acted with such authority. They were trying to trick him and trap him up, all right? And in our verses, it says, "And when he entered the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came up to him as he was teaching and said, 'By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you the authority?' Jesus answered them, 'I also will ask you one question, and if you tell me the answer, then I also will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, from where did it come? From heaven or from man?' And they discussed it among themselves, saying, 'If we say from heaven, he will say to us, why then do you not believe him? But if we say from man, we are afraid of the crowd, for they are all hold that John was a prophet.' So they answered Jesus, 'We do not know,' and said to them, 'Neither will I tell you by the authority that I do these things.'" So who gave Jesus the authority to do all these things? It was God himself. God was working through Jesus, okay? So Jesus was doing everything that his Father told him to do. He was acting through his Father. So God told him what to do, and Jesus did that. So he was putting his belief to use. He was putting it to action. He was doing miracles. He was preaching. He was traveling to all these different places telling this stuff. So the parable of this and how he uses this is the parable of the two sons. And he says, "What do you think? A man had two sons, and he went to the first and said, 'Son, go and work in the vineyard today.' And he answered, 'I will not.' But after he changed his mind and went. He went to the other son and said the same, and he answered, 'I go, sir.' But he did not go. Which of the two did the will of his father?" They said, "The first." Jesus said to them, "Truly I say to you, the tax collector and the prostitutes go into the kingdom of God before you. For John came to you in a way of righteousness, and you did not believe him. But the tax collectors and the prostitutes believed him. And even when you saw it, you did not afterward change your minds and believe him." Okay? So the parable, what he used here was a story to show that the one son didn't do anything. Okay, he said he was going to do it, but he didn't do it. He just, I don't care, The other son said, "Well, I don't know at first," but then he said, then he went out and did it. So he did the will of his Father. He did exactly what Jesus was doing, the will of his Father. That's what we should be doing as Christians. We shouldn't just talk about being a Christian. We should go out and show Christian ways and how we're supposed to act to the world, okay? It says, Jesus gave a parable to demonstrate that the Pharisees were doing a lot of talking, but not much real doing. He said the man had 2 sons and asked them both to work for him. One son said he would, but wouldn't do anything. The other son refused to work at first, but later went and did the work. Obviously, the son who really worked was the obedient one. Jesus was making a point that the Pharisees were caught up in saying they did the right thing, but they were missing the big picture. They were missing Jesus. He said that the sinners would be the ones to learn the truth. You see, we need to keep our eyes open for ways that we can truly love and obey and not just talk about it. And sometimes we let our pride get in the way of really leading or having Jesus lead us. We get too prideful, like, I ain't doing that. I'm just not going to do that. And that's our pride, okay, getting in our way. And we need to set that aside and let Jesus guide us and let him show us how to put our faith to action. And there's an even greater truth being demonstrated in this parable. Jesus did have power and authority. It came from God. He wanted everyone to know that he was the obedient son. Jesus did what he said he would. He came to rescue us from sin, and he fulfilled God's promises. We can take joy in knowing that he will always do what he says, and that because of that, we have mercy and grace that came from God. We want to pass that along by truly living out and loving others, okay? So what are some ways that we can put our faith to action, okay? We can start ministry groups. We can go and talk to our friends about Jesus. We can, like I said, start a new ministry. We can make sure we're going to church, all of that stuff. We can help raise money for groups, like a certain group of people that need help. We can collect items for the homeless shelters, all of that stuff, okay? When people start talking about, bad things, we can discourage them and talk about the good things and show them about Jesus, and we can help lead people to Jesus, okay? So that is our lesson today. This is a little bit shorter than some of them, but I just wanted to kind of get you caught up. I know you're probably tired from school, tired of watching stuff on computers and all that, but like I said, I hope you remember, don't let your pride get in the way. If you feel Jesus is leading you to do something, then you need to do that. You need to step up and set your pride aside, clear out your mind, clear the thoughts of the world away, and just start doing what Jesus wants you to do, okay? We need to be obedient and listen to our Father in heaven. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and we will talk to you later, and I hope you get outside, enjoy some weather, and have a great rest of the week. Love you. Talk to you later.